Welcome to True Image Fitness.
Your resource for lifestyle, fitness, and motivation.
Here is your host, the guru of motivation,
The Sultan Positivity, Mr. Strict.
Vance McDaniel.
Hey, what's up, fitness fans? This is Vance McDaniel coming at you from El Paso, Texas. True Image Fitness. So today is day number 3, or video number 3 in our series on staying on the path. Staying on the path to what, you might say? Staying on the path to reaching your goals, specifically your fitness goals. However, as you have come to learn by now, a lot of what we talk about can be applied to anything in life. Staying on the path in order to reach the goals that you have set forth for yourself. We've talked a little bit about perception. We've talked a little bit about having the right information and knowledge. Today we're going to talk a little bit about motivation. Like, what is motivation? What motivates you to do something? And when somebody asks you what your motivation is, do you have an answer? And do you really understand what motivation is? I'm motivated to lose 50 pounds. Okay, well, you're motivated to lose 50 pounds. So every day you wake up and you're like, and you go to work, you do whatever your daily routine is, and it's time to focus on nutrition at that part of the day. Are you motivated? Are you energetic? Are you excited? Or are you just going through the motions and it seems like a chore? It's the end of the day and you're ready to go to the gym. Are you excited? Are you energized? Are you going to go in there focused, full of energy, and ready to do all the things that you need to do in order to lay the foundations for success? Or are you just going through the motions? See, a lot of times we confuse going through the motions with motivation. See, it's very easy just to go through the motions. You don't have to be motivated to necessarily go and do your job every day. Most jobs are repetitive, and you're dealing with the same situations, the same pieces of software, the same paperwork over and over again. You don't need to be motivated. It would be much better if you were motivated, because when you're actually motivated, it's a different set of energy. It's a different mindset. It's a different physiological response to your energy. So again, are you really truly motivated? Now, where does motivation come from? The other day we talked about perception, and I said to you, hey, you know what? When you want to go get a college degree, you know that you've got to go to class. Well, you know what? I went to class, and I wasn't always motivated to go to class, but I went anyway because I wanted to get my degree. I wanted all the benefits of having a degree. When I became a graphic designer, I didn't want to learn Photoshop. I opened up Photoshop for the first time. I looked at it and I was like, holy moly, and I shut the program down. It was just super intense. But I wanted to learn Photoshop. So I did what I needed to do to learn Photoshop, and then video editing, all those things. But they were all time consuming, they were all labor intensive, and I wasn't always motivated to do those things. But my perception was if I didn't do them, I wouldn't get to the end goal. I've come to learn that motivation is one of the most important things that we can activate within ourselves. And I say activate within ourselves because it's not an automatic. You've got to take perception, you've got to take knowledge, you've got to wrap those things together, but then you've got to find the love. And see, I think motivation is a relationship between you and yourself. I think that when you set a goal for yourself, number one, it should be something that you have passion for. It should be something that you love. It should be something that's going to create a feeling of self-empowerment. Because when you wrap all of that together, that's when you're truly motivated. Now, one caveat. Fear is a motivator. You can be motivated through fear. You can be motivated through fear to lose weight because your doctor says if you don't lose weight, you're going to die. That's a pretty serious motivation. That's where perception comes in. If your doctor says, if you don't lose weight, you're going to die, you can look at the perception and go, okay, you know what? I am going to take this as an opportunity to change my lifestyle, become a healthier person, and live a long, healthy life. You don't have to do it through fear, but fear does work. I just don't think that doing things through fear puts us in a great place on the other end once we've reached our goals. I think that when we do things through self-love and we do things through excitement and through happiness, once we reach those goals, we're also a happier person. We're also more centered. And you know what? We've got the energy to take and to move on to something else. When we do things through fear, when we get to the end, a lot of times it's a letdown. Okay, we got there. Whew. and you don't even have the energy to look over the horizon for the next goal. Fear is something that drains you. It does not feed you. So even though something might start off fearful, through your perception and through your desires and through the goals that you want to reach, we can change those emotions from fear to excitement and happiness. And again, you're going to get that physiological response, that extra energy surge that you need every day in order to reach your goals. When it comes to fitness, I think one of the funny things that I see a lot of, and this is a perfect example of feeding the positivity in order to stay motivated. I see a lot of posts now on Facebook, people saying, man, okay, you take a selfie every day in the gym. Okay, we get it. You work out. Oh, yeah, we get it. I think what a lot of these people are missing is the fact that, you know what? Remember when I said motivation was a relationship between you and yourself? I take selfies in the gym all the time. I take pictures in the gym all the time because you know what? It's capturing that moment in time. It's like a time capsule. Your camera is a time machine. And you're capturing these moments when you're having a good time, when you're pushing yourself. And there are times where it's like, you know what? I'm not feeling motivated. I can go back and look at my pictures and I'm like, yeah, I've done it. I was there. Okay, yeah, let's get back in there. Boom, boom, boom. We're going to get there and crush it today. You know what? I'm going to capture another moment. You have to feed your motivation. Motivation is not constant. It's not like the speed of light, okay? It's not a constant. It ebbs and it flows. You have to feed it. It's like being in a relationship. You're walking by and your girl or your boyfriend or your husband or your wife is standing there, and as you walk by them, you just kind of pinch them on the butt a little bit. You know what? You're just feeding that love and that romance. That little pinch is just something that says, hey, I'm thinking about you. I like to touch you. I like to be near you. And you're feeding that romance. Romance has to be fed. Motivation has to be fed. So don't be afraid to feed your motivation, because there's going to be times where you're going to need to tap into that reservoir because the motivation is not going to be there. And don't forget, sometimes motivation follows action. You may very well be motivated in order to reach a goal, but you know what? I don't wake up every morning going, oh, man, I just want to go jump on the computer and do some design work. I can't wait to get to the gym. Yeah! I don't wake up like that all the time. But I jump on the computer and I start working. And that motivation, it gets fed through action. I start doing things and all of a sudden I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm getting in the groove. Boom, boom, boom. And that motivation just starts to peak and it's totally amazing. There are days where I don't want to go to the gym. I just don't feel like it. Remember I told you that the relationship between you and yourself, it's an emotional relationship. Motivation is an emotional relationship that has a physiological response that moves you towards action. So sometimes, which is an amazing thing, it's like a reciprocating engine. Sometimes just getting yourself there and get yourself moving, doing the action, will rev up that motivation. And remember, keep everything in perspective because we want to stay positive. And it is a journey, and it's a mindset that takes work. And that's why I'm doing these videos and giving you all these analogies and all these little stories, because before we start talking about repetitions and macronutrients and nutritional programs, I need you to be in the right mindset. I need you to be ready to absorb all this information as these new videos are coming forward. So go back and watch the last couple of videos. Watch this video again. Suck it all up. Bring it all in, because you know what? We're getting motivated. We're getting hyped. We're going to do this. So remember, get up, get out, get moving. Do something good for yourself. Hey, Lucian, stay fit, and I'll talk to you soon.